Welcome to 10 Surprising Facts About the History of Chocolate. In this video, we're going to take you on a journey through time to explore the fascinating history of one of the world's most beloved treats, chocolate. From its earliest origins in Mesoamerica to its global rise as a luxury indulgence, chocolate has a rich and complex history that is full of surprises. So sit back, grab a chocolate bar, and get ready to be amazed by the incredible facts and stories behind this delicious and decadent treat. Let's dive in. Fact number 1. Chocolate has a long and rich history, dating back at least to the ancient Mesoamerican civilizations such as the Olmec, Maya, and Aztec cultures. The Olmec civilization, which was located in what is now southern Mexico, is believed to have been the first civilization to use cocoa beans. They used cocoa beans for religious ceremonies and traded them with neighboring civilizations. The Maya civilization, which was located in what is now Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, and Honduras, also used cocoa beans for religious purposes. They believed that the cocoa bean was a gift from the gods, and they used it to make a bitter drink called chocolate, which was flavored with spices such as vanilla, cinnamon, and chili pepper. The Aztec civilization, which was located in what is now Mexico, is perhaps the most famous civilization associated with chocolate. The Aztecs believed that cocoa beans had magical properties, and they used them in both religious and secular contexts. They believed that the god Quetzalcoatl brought cocoa beans to humanity, and that they were a gift of wisdom and knowledge. The Aztecs also used cocoa beans as currency, with one bean being worth approximately 1 tamale. In addition, they used cocoa beans to create a frothy, bitter drink called chocolate, which was reserved for the wealthy and the elite. Overall, the use of cocoa beans by ancient Mesoamerican civilizations such as the Olmec, Maya, and Aztec cultures played an important role in the development of chocolate as we know it today. Fact number 2. Chocolate was considered a valuable commodity by the Aztecs, and they used cocoa beans as a form of currency. The Aztecs called the cocoa bean chocoatl, and it was considered a luxury item. It was used for both religious and secular purposes, and was often reserved for the elite and the wealthy. One of the primary uses of cocoa beans in Aztec society was as a form of currency. Cocoa beans were used to buy goods and services, and one could even pay taxes in cocoa beans. In fact, the Aztecs valued cocoa beans so highly that they were often used in large transactions, such as the purchase of a slave or the payment of a dowry. The value of cocoa beans varied depending on the quality of the beans and the supply and demand in the market. At times, one cocoa bean could buy a turkey, while at other times it might take several dozen beans to buy the same bird. The use of cocoa beans as currency was not unique to the Aztecs, as other Mesoamerican civilizations also used them in this way. However, the Aztecs are perhaps the best known for their use of cocoa beans as a form of currency. Overall, the use of cocoa beans as currency by the Aztecs is a testament to the value they placed on chocolate, and to the importance of cocoa beans in Mesoamerican society. Fact number 3. The first chocolate bar was invented in England in the 1840s by J.S. Fry & Sons, a company based in Bristol. At the time, chocolate was primarily consumed in the form of a drink, and it was not yet commonly eaten in solid form. However, a number of chocolatiers were experimenting with ways to create a solid form of chocolate that could be easily eaten. J.S. Fry & Sons was one such chocolatier, and they began experimenting with different recipes for chocolate bars in the early 19th century. In 1847, they released the first commercial chocolate bar, which they called the chocolate cream bar. The chocolate cream bar was made by mixing cocoa powder, sugar, and cocoa butter, and then pressing the mixture into a mold. The resulting bar was smooth and creamy, and had a rich chocolate flavor. The chocolate cream bar was a huge success, and soon other chocolatiers began creating their own versions of the chocolate bar. By the end of the 19th century, chocolate bars had become a popular treat throughout Europe and North America. The invention of the chocolate bar marked a major milestone in the history of chocolate, as it made chocolate more accessible to the general public. Prior to the invention of the chocolate bar, chocolate was primarily consumed by the wealthy, and was considered a luxury item. Today, chocolate bars come in a wide variety of flavors and styles, and are enjoyed by people all over the world. The invention of the chocolate bar by J.S. Fry & Sons played a significant role in making chocolate a popular and widely enjoyed treat. Fact number 4. Milk chocolate was invented by Swiss chocolatier Daniel Peter in 1875, and it quickly became one of the most popular forms of chocolate in the world. At the time, chocolate was primarily consumed in the form of dark chocolate, which had a bitter taste and was not to everyone's liking. Daniel Peter, a chocolatier based in Vevey, Switzerland, was looking for a way to make chocolate more appealing to a wider audience. Peter began experimenting with different recipes for chocolate, and eventually hit upon the idea of adding condensed milk to the chocolate mixture. Condensed milk is a sweet, creamy milk product that has been heated to remove most of the water content, resulting in a thick, syrupy consistency. By adding condensed milk to the chocolate, Peter was able to create a sweeter, creamier chocolate that was more appealing to the masses. The resulting milk chocolate was a huge success, and quickly became one of the most popular forms of chocolate in the world. The invention of milk chocolate marked a major milestone in the history of chocolate, as it made chocolate more accessible to a wider audience. Prior to the invention of milk chocolate, chocolate was primarily consumed by the wealthy, and was considered a luxury item. Today, milk chocolate is one of the most popular forms of chocolate in the world, and is enjoyed by people of all ages and backgrounds. The invention of milk chocolate by Daniel Peter played a significant role in making chocolate a more widely enjoyed treat. Fact number 5. The first chocolate chip cookie was created by Ruth Graves Wakefield in 1938, and it has since become one of the most popular and beloved cookies in the world. Wakefield was the owner of the Toll House Inn, a restaurant in Whitman, Massachusetts that was known for its delicious desserts. One day, while preparing a batch of butter-drop dew cookies, Wakefield realized that she was out of the baker's chocolate that she normally used in the recipe. In a moment of inspiration, Wakefield decided to break up a bar of Nestle chocolate into tiny pieces and add them to the cookie dough instead. She thought that the chocolate would melt into the dough as the cookies baked, creating a delicious and unique flavor. The resulting cookies were a huge hit with customers at the Toll House Inn, and soon became known as Toll House cookies. Wakefield eventually struck a deal with Nestle to include her recipe on their packages of chocolate, and the rest is history. The invention of the chocolate chip cookie marked a major milestone in the history of baking, as it introduced a new and delicious way to enjoy cookies. Today, chocolate chip cookies are one of the most popular cookies in the world, and are enjoyed by people of all ages. The invention of the chocolate chip cookie by Ruth Graves Wakefield is a testament to the power of creativity and experimentation in the kitchen. Wakefield's willingness to try something new and different led to the creation of a cookie that has brought joy to millions of people around the world. Fact number 6. During World War II, chocolate played an important role in the lives of U.S. soldiers, serving both as a source of energy and a morale booster. Chocolate was included in soldiers' rations for several reasons. First, it was a good source of energy, providing soldiers with a quick burst of calories and sugar to help fuel their bodies during intense physical activity. In addition, chocolate was a relatively easy food to transport and store, making it a practical choice for military rations. But chocolate also served an important psychological role for soldiers. During a time of war, soldiers faced incredible stress and uncertainty, and the simple act of eating a piece of chocolate could provide a moment of comfort and familiarity in an otherwise unfamiliar and hostile environment. In fact, chocolate was so important to soldiers' morale that the U.S. government made a concerted effort to ensure that soldiers had access to it. The government even created a special chocolate bar for soldiers, known as the Ration D bar, which was designed to withstand high temperatures and rough handling during transport. The inclusion of chocolate in soldiers' rations during World War II helped to cement its status as a beloved treat in American culture. Today, chocolate is still enjoyed by people all over the world, and continues to be a source of comfort and pleasure for many. Fact number 7. In the 16th century, chocolate was considered by some to be an aphrodisiac, and its consumption was actually banned by the Catholic Church. At the time, chocolate was a relatively new and exotic commodity in Europe, having been brought over from the Americas by Spanish conquistadors. Its rich and complex flavor quickly caught on among the aristocracy, and soon became associated with luxury and indulgence. However, some people also believed that chocolate had certain medicinal properties, including the ability to increase sexual desire and performance. This belief was particularly prevalent in the Americas, where indigenous cultures had long used chocolate as a part of their healing practices. When chocolate began to spread throughout Europe, some church officials became concerned about its potential effects on morality and religious devotion. In 1662, the Bishop of Chiapas in Mexico actually wrote a letter to the Pope in which he argued that chocolate was a dangerous substance that could lead people to commit sin. The Catholic Church eventually took action against chocolate, with several popes issuing edicts banning its consumption. The reasoning behind these bans was not just based on concerns about morality, but also on the belief that chocolate was a hot and stimulating substance that could be harmful to the body. Despite the Church's efforts, however, chocolate remained popular among the elite in Europe, and its reputation as an aphrodisiac persisted. In fact, the association between chocolate and romance has endured to this day, with chocolate often being given as a gift on Valentine's Day and other romantic occasions. Overall, the story of chocolate's supposed aphrodisiac properties and its ban by the Catholic Church is a fascinating example of the complex and ever-evolving cultural significance of this beloved treat. Fact number 8. Making chocolate is a complex and intricate process that involves several steps, including harvesting, fermenting, roasting, grinding, and conching. One of the key ingredients in this process is cocoa beans, which are harvested from the pods of cocoa trees. The number of cocoa beans required to make 1 pound of chocolate can vary depending on a number of factors, including the type of chocolate being produced and the size and quality of the cocoa beans. However, as a general rule, it takes approximately 400 cocoa beans to make 1 pound of chocolate. This may seem like a lot of beans, but it's important to keep in mind that chocolate is a highly concentrated and rich product. Cocoa beans are relatively small, and each one contains a small amount of cocoa butter, which is a key ingredient in chocolate. In order to produce a pound of chocolate, a large number of beans must be harvested, processed, and blended together to create the right balance of flavors and textures. In addition to cocoa beans, chocolate typically includes other ingredients such as sugar, milk, and vanilla. These ingredients are added to the chocolate mixture at different stages of the production process, and play a crucial role in determining the final flavor and texture of the finished product. Overall, the process of making chocolate is a fascinating and complex one, requiring a great deal of skill, knowledge, and attention to detail. The fact that it takes approximately 400 cocoa beans to make 1 pound of chocolate is just one small example of the many intricate and fascinating details that go into producing this beloved treat. Fact number 9. The word, chocolate, has a rich and fascinating history, and its origins can be traced back to the ancient civilizations of Mesoamerica. As we mentioned earlier, the Aztecs and other Mesoamerican cultures were some of the first to cultivate and consume cocoa beans, and they had a deep reverence for this precious and exotic commodity. In their language, Nahuatl, the word for cocoa was cacahuatl, which means bitter water. When the Spanish arrived in Mesoamerica in the 16th century and began to trade with the indigenous peoples, they quickly became interested in cocoa and its potential as a valuable commodity. They brought cocoa back to Europe with them, where it quickly caught on among the aristocracy and became associated with luxury and indulgence. As the popularity of cocoa spread throughout Europe, the word for this new delicacy began to change. In Spanish, the word cacahuatl was transformed into cacao, and in other European languages, similar transformations took place. In English, for example, the word cocoa came to be used to refer to the beans themselves, as well as the powder made from grinding them. However, the word chocolate, as we know it today, actually has its roots in the Aztec language. The Aztec word for a drink made from ground cocoa beans and water was chocolatl, which was pronounced something like chocolatl. This drink was often flavored with spices and served frothy and hot, and was believed to have a number of medicinal properties. When the Spanish began to bring cocoa back to Europe, they also brought the word chocolatl with them. Over time, this word evolved into the modern English word chocolate, which is now used to refer to a wide range of products made from cocoa beans, including bars, truffles, and hot cocoa. Overall, the history of the word chocolate is a fascinating example of the ways in which language and culture can evolve and change over time. From its humble origins as bitter water in the Aztec language, chocolate has gone on to become one of the most beloved and iconic treats in the world. Fact number 10. Switzerland has long been known as a hub of luxury chocolate production, and its reputation as a nation of chocolate lovers is well deserved. In fact, Switzerland has the highest chocolate consumption per capita in the world, with an average of 19.8 pounds consumed per person per year. The history of chocolate in Switzerland dates back to the early 19th century, when a number of Swiss entrepreneurs began to experiment with new techniques for chocolate production. One of the most influential figures in this movement was François-Louis Keller, who founded Switzerland's first chocolate factory in 1819. Keller was known for his innovative methods, which included roasting cocoa beans to enhance their flavor and texture, and he quickly became one of the most successful chocolate producers in the country. Over time, a number of other Swiss chocolate makers emerged, each with their own unique methods and specialties. One of the most famous of these was Rudolf Lindt, who invented the conching process in 1879, which allowed for the creation of smoother, creamier chocolate. Other notable Swiss chocolatiers include Toblerone, Nestlé, and Lindt and Sprungli, all of which have become synonymous with luxury and indulgence. Despite the high cost of producing high-quality chocolate, the Swiss have maintained their reputation as world leaders in the industry. Today, Switzerland produces more than 190,000 tons of chocolate each year, and the country's chocolatiers continue to experiment with new flavors and techniques to stay ahead of the curve. As for why the Swiss consume so much chocolate, there are a number of theories. Some say that the country's cold climate makes chocolate a comforting and satisfying treat, while others point to the Swiss tradition of merenda, or afternoon snacks, which often include chocolate. Whatever the reason, it's clear that the Swiss have a deep love and appreciation for this delicious and decadent treat, and their passion for chocolate shows no signs of waning. And that concludes our journey through the fascinating history of chocolate. We hope you enjoyed learning these 10 surprising facts about chocolate and gained a deeper appreciation for this beloved treat. From its ancient Mesoamerican origins to its modern-day global popularity, chocolate has played a significant role in human history and culture. So next time you indulge in a chocolate bar, remember the rich history and traditions behind this delicious treat. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating videos like this one, and we'll see you in the next one.